students, a very big and warm welcome to all of you. I hope you all are doing great. So children, before starting the session, let me introduce myself to you. This is Pooja Rawat and today I am going to teach you an interesting subject which is computer. So tell me children, what do you mean by computer? What is computer and how computer work? Why computer is so important for us? So we are going to find out about this in our very first chapter. So let's start the chapter. Creating a table in Word. So you can type documents and you can place or insert tables in your Word documents. How we will learn in this chapter. The goals of this chapter are stepwise learning approach, create and enter data in a table, modify and format table structures. So we will see how to insert table and how to insert data in those tables. So let's take an introduction. In MS Word, a table is used to arrange information in a neat and organized way using rows and columns. Rows go from left to right and columns go from top to bottom. By using tables, we can present data like student names, marks, timetables or lists clearly. In Word, we can easily insert a table by choosing the number of rows and columns we need. After creating a table, we can type in the boxes, add or remove rows and columns, and even change the size. We can also decorate the table by adding borders, colors and styles to make it look attractive. Tables helps us display information in a simple and easy to read format. So sometimes while we are typing in Word document, we need of inserting tables. So we can insert a table so that we can present our data in tabular form and we can modify our table according to our choice. Now creating a table includes a row and a column grid. A cell is an area where a column and row cross. There are numerous options in Word for creating tables. Place the cursor where you want the table to appear. Use the following steps to insert a new table. So table is a combination of rows and columns and also a cell, which is an area where your columns and rows intersect. Using table grid, the steps given below can be used for creating tables. Using a table grid as shown in the figure, select the table option from the tables group. On the insert tab, a grid containing drop-down menu will appear as a result. To select the number of rows and columns you want in the table, drag the mouse pointer over the grid. So as you can see, this is your example how you can use table grid to insert a table. So you have to select table option from the tables group, then you will see a grid containing drop down menu. As a result, then you have to select the number of rows and number of columns, number of columns and rows you want for your table. So you have to just drag mouse pointer over the grid. Using insert tab dialog box, by taking the following actions, you can use the insert table dialog box to create a table. Select the table option on the insert tab by clicking on it from the tables group in figure. Click the insert table option. As seen in figure, the insert table dialog box will appear. Enter the number of rows and columns in the corresponding blank fields labeled number of columns and numbers of rows. Press the OK button. So you can use the table dialog box to insert a table. Like you can see, you can mention the numbers of columns and number of rows so that you can insert the particular number of rows and columns. So for that you have to select the table option on the insert tab. Then you have to click the insert table option. Then you have to click insert dialog box which will appear in front of you, and you have to enter the number of rows and a number of columns in the corresponding blanks. And after mentioning the numbers, you will click on OK button. Now entering data in a table. In the table cells where you want to enter the data, place the insertion point. Either the tab or right arrow keys can be used to navigate to the next nearby cell. Press the left arrow key or shift plus tab key to go back to the previous cell as shown in the table. Enter the data. The pointer can be moved to the cells above or below the current cell with the up and down arrow keys. Now you can enter the data in the tables. So you can type or you can press either the tab or right arrow key so that you can navigate through your table. Now you have to press the left arrow key or shift tab so that you can go to previous cell or you can just move to next cell. So as you can see, this is your table where you have seen name is given English, Maths, Computer. So subjects are given here. Megha has got 78 in English, 80 in Maths and 86 in Computer, and so as other children. By using the mouse, you can select different section of a table in the following ways. Let's see how we can use the mouse so that we can select different section of the table. So parts of a table and actions are given here. Cell. Triple click row to the left of the row margin. Move the mouse pointer. Use the left mouse button to click when the cursor turns into an arrow. Column. Click the left mouse button after placing the mouse pointer at the top of the column table. A four-sided arrow will emerge in the top left corner of the table when you move the mouse pointer over it to pick the entire table. Click on it. So these are your mouse options so that you can select a part of a cell, row, column, table, and you can follow these actions for that. Now tech talk. Additionally, you can use the select option in the tables group on the layout tab to select a tables part. If you want to select a tables part, you have to select in the tables group on the layout tab. Now modifying a table. You can add new data to a table as needed after entering the initial data. To add new material to a table, you can insert additional rows, columns or cells. In a table, you can also remove any unused rows, columns or cells. All the tables tools are contained in two additional tabs that appears when you create a table. These are table design and layout tabs. The auto-fit options provides the flexibility to automatically resize the columns width based on various criteria which can be used to resize a table. Use the steps below to resize the table. After choosing the table, select the layout tab. So how can you modify a table? You can delete those rows and columns which are not required, and you can add more rows and columns whenever you need to add more data. So whenever you create a table, there are two tabs which are automatically on. They are table design and layout design, and the auto fit option provides you the flexibility so that you can automatically resize your columns width based on various criteria. So there are some steps which you can follow to modify your table. Second, click the auto fit options drop down arrow from the cell size category. Third, the next three selections will be shown. Auto fit contains this adjusts the column width based on the entered data. Auto fit window, when you choose it, the table will resize it to fit the window's margins. Fixed column width. The text is wrapped within the same cell and the column width is fixed. So after that, you can click on the auto fit option, which will open with a drop down arrow, and you can select the auto fit content and auto fit window, and you can fix the column width according to your choice. It may be useful to add new rows or columns to a table as you are entering data. Word allows you to add additional rows above or below the selected row and new columns to the right or left of any selected column. To add a new column, take the following actions. To insert a new column next to an existing one, select the existing column by clicking on its top boundary. Select the insert left or insert right option from the rows and columns group by clicking on the layout tab of the table. Depending on whatever option is selected, an empty column is added to the table. So now we can learn how we insert columns and rows in our table. If you want to add more rows in your table, you can add that. For that you have to click on that particular cell on which above or below you want to add a row. And similarly for columns, if you want to add columns left to right, so you can add according to that. So as you can see in this table, this is the table with name English, Maths, Computer. The following methods can be used to add a new row. To delete rows and columns, select the rows and columns group on the layout tab of the table and click the insert above or insert below options as shown in figure. Now deleting rows and columns, use the following steps to remove rows and or columns. Choose the column or row. Similarly, you can delete any row or column which is not required. For that, you have to select the table's layout from the rows and columns group. Select the delete option. A list of options appear from the drop down menu. Select either delete a row or delete columns. Another method for removing a row or column is to delete a selected row or column. Perform a right click on it from the shortcut menu. Choose delete cells. A dialog box displays select to delete entire row or delete entire column as figure illustrates. Select OK. So first you will go to layout tab, then you will go to rows and columns group and you have to select delete option. Then a list of items or options will appear. You have to choose or select either delete row or delete columns. According to your selection, the row or column will be deleted. Changing column width or row height, you have two options for adjusting the column width, sliding the column edge to the left or right, or using the option on the table's layout tab. Use the instructions below to adjust the row height or column width. Select which column you want to adjust in width. Select the table's layout tab from the table groups. Choose the properties option. The dialog window for table properties opens. Select the tab for column. So for this you have two options for adjusting your column width. First you can slide the column edge to left to right and you can use the options on the table's layout and you can select whatever column you want to adjust in width. Then you have to select the layout tab. After that you have to choose from tables group properties option and a dialog box will open in front of you for table properties and you have to select the tab for columns. Click the checkbox for preferred width. Now use the spin arrows to increase or decrease the column width or enter the desired values to choose the width. Click on OK. In the same way as figure shows, you can change the row height by selecting the row tab. Now you have to check the preferred checkboxes and you have to just use the spin arrows to increase and decrease the size of that column. Now splitting cells. Splitting a cell means dividing the selected cell into multiple separate cells. To split a cell, follow the given steps. Make sure the cell you wish to split is selected. Select the table's layout tab from the merge group. Choose split cells. The dialog box labeled split cells opens. In the corresponding spin boxes, specify how many rows and columns you want to break the chosen cell into. Select OK. So sometimes we have to put more than two or more data in a cell. So for that you have to split the cell into two or more cells. So you have to make sure that you wish to split which cell you wish to split. You have to select that cell first, then you have to select that table layout, then you have to go to merge cell and you have to choose split cell option. A dialog box will open with lots of options. So in the corresponding spin boxes you have to specify like how many cells or how many rows and columns you want to break into a cell. Now merging cells, sometimes data is divided into multiple cell segments and in order to improve the appearance of the data you want to merge it into a single cell. Data can be consolidated into a single cell by merging the cells. Now you can merge some cells whenever we want to add some kind of topics and headings. For that we have to merge the cells in one. So we have to follow some procedure to merge those cells. The procedure listed below can be used to combine cells. Make a selection of the cells to merge. Select the tables layout tab in the merge cell group. Choose the merge cell option. The data is merged into one cell. So as you can see in this picture or example, two cells are merged in one so that we can write the heading. Now memory reload. A table consists of a row and column grid. It is helpful for calculating data structure. A cell is the area which has a column and a row cross. With the feature, you can choose which criteria to use to automatically resize the column width. Table slice is an integrated feature that allows you to alter a table's look, color and borders. Splitting a cell means dividing the selected cell into multiple separated cells. Merging it is the process of combining two or more cells into one. Now check your learning. Take the correct options. You may find the table option by clicking to the insert tab. Second, a dash is the intersection of a column and a row. It is a cell. Which of the following creates a single large cell by combining multiple cells? Correct option is merge cells. Fourth, the merge cells option is located in the dash tab. So it is located in the layout tab. Now fill in the blanks. The dash tab is used to add a table. It is insert tab. Second, the table design tab's dash group can be used to modify a table. So it is table styles. Third, click the dash option to automatically resize the table according to the various parameters. It is auto fit. Fourth, the term selecting a cell into multiple cells refer to splitting of cells. Now write T for true and F for false. You can color the tables in Word. So it is true. You are unable to add more rows to a table once it has been created. So it is false. Third is you can add columns only on right of the cell. It is false. Multiple cells can be merged easily. It is true. Answer the following questions. So you have to answer these questions. And activity is given here. Go to the lab and complete the task below. So what you have to do, you have to just open the MS Word and you have to just draw the following table. So a table is given here. You have to create this table. Now formatting the table, select the entire table, go to the table design tab, choose a table style that you like, change the header row to bold. Adjusting column width, hover over the borders of the columns until you see a double-headed arrow. Click and drag to adjust the width of a column so that all text fits nicely. Observe the changes. So all this activity you have to do on Word. Now, group discussion. Divide the class into two groups and have them talk on following benefits of creating tables in Word. So you have to tell the benefit of creating tables in Word. Project work. Create your class timetable in MS Word using the table functions you learn in this chapter. So you have to create a table in MS Word. So children, I hope you understood whatever we have done in this session. Now you will revise the chapter and yes, do not forget to practice the exercise.